Hello, welcome, sisters of the world. This is DeAnna Lam of Red Tents in every neighborhood. I'd like to talk about the womb today, the magical qualities of the womb. The womb is an organ unlike anything else. To begin with, it's an organ that contains, we don't have any other organ that contains something else that came into being in order to be a container. So most organs or all other organs are serving the whole and have one function. So the eyes are serving the whole and they only see, they don't contain anything else, and so forth, ears, etc. So the womb is a container for something else. It's a home for something else. And the womb is a place that contains oppositions. The womb contains and brings together and reconciles sperm and egg. The sperm alone and the egg alone cannot create a human being, and they are very, very different in nature. And here are two different organs, cells, limbs that are so different in nature, but the only place where they can come together, if you put the sperm and an egg together in your palm or in any other place in the body, there would be no reconciliation. There is going to be no integration, no synthesis. However, the womb brings sperm and egg together to create something else, a third entity, which is neither the egg nor the sperm. The womb contains and brings together spirit and matter. The baby that is born, the human being that is growing inside of our womb is matter, is flesh and blood. And yet it has a spirit. And the womb houses both the spirit of this unborn child and the flesh and blood, the matter of this unborn child that grows there. The womb brings together two beings. The baby, the unborn baby that grows in the womb, is a separate entity who will have a life of its own for years to come, and yet it is one and the same as the mother's body while pregnancy takes place. So the bloodstream is the same bloodstream. So it's an entity, the womb is an entity that is bridging one to another. So the uterus is bringing together the unborn child and the mother that hosts it as one entity, yet separate entities. So if we look at those qualities of the womb, and we remember that most of the life of a womb person, a woman, a person with a womb, is not spent being pregnant, then we can see that this entity of the womb, which is bridging differences, which is containing oppositions, which brings together things that seemingly are opposites, that we can use this entity, this limb, this organ, this place in ourselves, not only to bridge across the differences between spirit and matter, sperm and egg, mother and unborn child, but also to bridge and bring together and unify anything else in our life that is seemingly separate. Another thing that I hear from a friend of mine, I did not experience that when I was pregnant, but I have a good friend who speaks about the fact that she felt, when she was pregnant, she felt both nausea and hunger. So here is another example of bringing things together that are not the same and bridging them, being able to contain oppositions, to contain different polarities at the same time. So this gift of the womb, of containing polarities, of bridging differences, of bringing together oppositions, is something that we can use as an asset of the womb without being pregnant, without ever needing to be pregnant. The pregnancy is one of the miraculous functions of the womb, but it has so much more to give which is not necessarily dependent on us being pregnant. So what places in your life, what assets or qualities or decisions or things you're confronting in your life are opposites to each other or seemingly conflicting, bring them to your womb. Bring those oppositions that you experience in your life, the conflict that you experience in your life, those tearing apart places that pull you this way and that way and this way and that way. Bring them into your womb and meditate and close your eyes and imagine those two entities, those two people, those two opinions, those two oppositions, those two possibilities, those two options. Imagine them in your womb and begin to see how they can be contained within one sphere. How can they not compete with each other and try to annihilate one another, but coexist and maybe create a third option that will rise out of that conflict into a synthesis? I'd love to hear what you are receiving and what are you reaching to when you bring those seemingly conflicting positions into your womb and allowing them to be contained, to speak to one another, to evolve a synthesis from their separate beginning points. Please post a comment. I would read them all and I will answer when I can. I will bid you farewell for now, and I'll see you next time on Red Tents in Every Neighborhood's Thriving Thursdays. Be well for now. Bye-bye.